What's going on, YouTubers? So today we're going to be talking to you guys about a budget-friendly AR and what you can get for a fairly cheap chunk of change, and some various rifles that you can get that are pretty simple. They're basic rifles, but they are good and they won't jam. They won't leave you high and dry. So today we got a Delton Sierra. This is their 316. This is a budget AR. It was very cheap, under $500. So, breaking out into it, there are a lot of new gun owners now, and there are plenty of people that are buying their first pistol, their first rifle. They're concerned with the election coming up in just a couple weeks. They're concerned with the civil unrest and the protests. They're concerned with the coronavirus and lockdowns. So there's, as you know, a huge ammunition price increase. There's not really a shortage. There's a lot of ammo out there. There's a lot of guns out there. But prices are astronomical right now. So what we have here is a cheap gun that is actually still cheap if you can find it in stock. Now, obviously, I did go ahead and do a couple upgrades like the stock, the Radian charging handle, Magpul grip, grip panels, foregrip, and a sight. Other than that, everything else is stock. I do have bolts swapped just because I had an extra bolt lying around, so I threw this one in. This is a bare bones rifle. Delton is, if you're new to the gun world, we operate in tiers. We have tier 1, which is your best stuff, or your high tier. There's mid tier, tier 2, and tier 3, which is the low stuff. So Delton, PSA, Anderson's in there. Now within each tier, there is going to be better and worse options for manufacturers. All AR-15s are the same. They all have the same parts. However, all AR-15 parts are not made the same. The quality vastly differs between manufacturers, and what parts you get, what parts you put in the gun, what parts come with the gun. So, right off the bat, this gun comes stock with none of the FDE on here. That's all black. You get a regular A2 grip. You do get a 15-inch M-LOK rail. You get just a regular stock, which you see on pretty much every basic rifle. And you get a single-sided charging handle. No optics, nothing like that. No ambidextrous safety. You know, and it comes with your charging handle. It comes with your forward assist. The trigger on it's actually not the worst, surprisingly. The bolt, is nice. I did swap it out for, this is a Springfield Armory bolt. I had one for my 300 Blackout just kicking around because I put a really nice bolt in that gun. And this one's just kicking around, so it's a little bit better than what comes in the Delton. Not by much. The Delton actually ships with a pretty decent bolt. It's not the worst. The stock bolt on a Delton is a phosphate 8620 steel carrier assembly. It has a properly staked gas key. It is a chrome-lined carrier. It is heat-treated and plated. It's not the worst bolt. It's not the best bolt, and you can probably run it into the dirt and kill it eventually, and it'll work fine until the end of its life. But like I said, I like to mix it up and put a little bit different flair on my guns, different parts. So, right off the bat, the cheap upgrades, I mean, guys, this pistol grip is $20, $30. The Radian charging handle, that's a little bit more expensive. It's between $65 and $85, I forget. This is the LT charging handle. Again, the foregrip, M-LOK foregrip is really cheap. And these grip panels, I just do it because it gives a better grip on the front of the rail, and it kind of helps with heat when you're grabbing the gun and shooting a lot. You get a standard A2 flash hider. You get a 15-inch M-LOK rail section, which is actually pretty nice. It's got a nice feel to it. It's very comfortable and ergonomic. You get a regular bolt release. You do get a regular single-sided safety. I did add on a Magpul CTR stock. This has an adjustment to it like this, and it also has a locking piece right here, which is very nice. It really gets rid of the wiggle. Now, the upper and the lower on this gun, fairly simple. You do get a basic trigger. Your bolt release is basic. Actually, everything about the gun is basic, and that's why we're talking about it as an entry-level gun. However, just because it's a basic gun does not mean that it's junk. Some guns are junk. That is a true statement. This one is not. I've shot probably 1,000 rounds through this one. I don't use it that much because I have much nicer guns, but it is still a very nice gun, and it's basic. It's simple. That's what's nice about this gun. One thing to note, too, is it is extremely light. Guys, this thing weighs only 6.2 pounds empty. Obviously, that's without a scope and their parts, but I can't imagine me adding a dual charging handle and a foregrip is going to add that much weight. So maybe we're at 6.5 pounds, 7 pounds with the scope. Again, I didn't weigh it, but it's very light rifle. I have guns that are heavier than that, and they're much nicer, but with the much nicer builds, you get thicker, more durable parts on them, which obviously weigh more. So, breaking this particular gun down, let's start with the barrel. It does ship with a standard A2 flash hider. It is a 16-inch length. It's got a threaded muzzle, 1/2 x 28. It does come with a Delton low-profile gas block. It is not adjustable, but it is a low-profile gas block. So with this 16-inch barrel, you get a 1-in-7 twist, which is nice. It's not the most intense twist you can get, but this gun, again, guys, it's basic. It is going to be able to reach out to pretty much whatever distance you want it to. You're probably going to be shooting pretty good grouping. I mean, I've shot this thing out to 200 yards, and it's spot on. I mean, it doesn't miss. I do have a 3x12 scope on here, which definitely helps, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Guys, this is chambered in 5.56, so you can shoot 5.56 or 2.23. Those rounds are interchangeable. So the upper receiver, moving on down the gun, like I said, guys, this is just a very bare bones upper receiver. It is forged from 7075 T6 aluminum. It's got a flat top with M4 feed ramps. The bolt's got M4 feed ramps. Everything's got M4 feed ramps. It is hard coat anodized in black. It's mil spec. The lower receiver, same thing, 7075 T6 aluminum, hard coat anodized, an aluminum trigger guard, and it has an aluminum mag catch, mag release button. Moving down, you do have an M4 5-position buffer tube. You have a mil spec buffer tube as well. 36.375 inches at fully extension, and fully collapsed it is 32.625 inches. It does ship one 30-round steel mag. It runs fine. Honestly, guys, I've never had a single jam with this gun. Moving down, or up I should say, I have an Aero precision scope mount, and I put a basic budget scope on here. This is an AccuShot scope. It's 3x12, it's illuminated, multicolor, and it has an etched reticle. This thing doesn't need power to have its sights. It's adjustable. It's got a good knob here, all the way from 3 to 12, has extra batteries in it. It's got locking turrets. It's not the best scope, but I haven't had any issues with it. It's held 0 its entire life. I've never had to really mess with it. It does come with a couple scope covers like this, and, you know, they have the sunshades on them. You can just flick them over. Moving back, we have the Radian LT charging handle, and again, this thing is really nice. I have them on every one of my guns. I wouldn't run a gun without one. They give you a really good purchase when you're pulling the charging handle back. So this gun, guys, it really doesn't compare to something like an LWRC, a Daniel Defense, anything like that. You know, there's your top tiers, LWRC, Daniel Defense, Radian, things like that, and this is really on the bottom, guys. This is not your super rifle. This isn't nothing special about this gun, but one thing that is nice is it's a cheap rifle, and it's going to work. I guarantee you that this gun will work. You won't have any problems with it. It ejects great. It feeds great. It shoots great. The recoil is manageable. It's a light gun. You can make it whatever you want. You can add all sorts of fancy parts, but at the end of the day, it's still a Delton rifle. So this rifle is more on the lines of an MP15 Sport, PSA build. It's better than Anderson, I will guarantee that. It feels good. Like I said, once you swap out the A2 grip, you know, that really changes things. First of all, you add a little foregrip and you put a better stock on it. This is a comfortable shooting gun, and it feels just like any of my other guns. Now, when you get into the function and controls of it, it's definitely, you can tell that it's definitely lower quality than the higher build guns. But at the end of the day, it still does this job, and it works. Delton does a great job of giving you a rifle that will be able to do what you want it to do. So guys, if you're looking for an entry-level gun, budget build, anything like that, budget rifle, your first-time rifle buyers, then I highly suggest the Delton Sierra 316. This is a good gun. It shoots well, it's light, and it's built with decent enough parts to be reliable for you to work with it. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys tune in for the next one. I don't know if we'll be doing a little 300 blackout video, home defense rifle, or if we'll be doing one of my fun builds that I built with a 10.5-inch AR. I hope to catch you guys on the next one, and again, thanks for watching.